Hi everybody, Dr. Robin Bond here. Today I want to talk about something that doesn't seem very sciencey, but it's something that affects any sort of scientist who works outdoors. So I'm going to start off very personal. You probably noticed that every time you see me in an outdoorsy setting on video, I'm wearing something that looks pretty much the same. The reason I'm making this video is because my second year of grad school, my advisor got a grant, and she called me up and she said, "Hey Robin, I got the grant, you're going to sea." And I was like, woo! At first I was really excited because I was going to work at the ocean, and even better, I was going to work off the coast of Hawaii, which who can argue with that? As the time got closer, I was like, shoot, I don't even know what to wear, right? And that's sort of something that maybe guys don't think about much, but I'm not a guy. So I'm like, what do I wear? And I was really lucky in that I had an online community of more experienced scientists, and I was like, hey ladies, what do I wear on a ship? They all were the ones who told me you need to worry about what sort of shoes they're going to want you to wear when you're on the deck, etc., etc. And so they talked me through all of that. So I'm making this in case there's any scientists out there thinking, oh shoot, what do I wear? Because I know a lot of people are just like, they go to the people in their lab who have been out before. But for me, because everyone who had gone to sea previously had graduated a couple years before, like I couldn't turn to them. So there might be other people out there who are in that boat. I love that pun. Who are in the same boat. And so I'm making this video in case anyone starts Googling, what do I wear as a scientist going to sea? These are what I call my field work clothes. Even though I'm not actually doing field work, I'm actually on vacation right now while I'm filming this, I wear the same clothes that I use when I'm out collecting samples. And there's a really good reason for my clothing choice, which is that whether you're outside on a drizzly day like this, camping, or whether you're actually getting into the water to pull water samples, there's a high likelihood that you're going to get wet, and if you get wet and stay wet, you're miserable. So what you want is you want clothes that are going to stay dry as much as possible, and also dry quickly if they get wet. So all my clothing choices have been geared towards, can they dry quickly, right? So let's take a look, right? Right now I'm wearing this flannel shirt and t-shirt and these cargo pants, but let's actually go over and look a little closer. Let's start with my shirt, which I had to actually take this one off because I only brought one flannel shirt for a very short camping trip. So you can see that looks like a normal flannel shirt, and normal flannel shirts are made of cotton, which cotton is the fabric you most want to avoid if you don't want to get wet and get cold. But this is actually not a cotton shirt. You can see this is made by Lee, and it's actually 100% polyester. So it's actually microfiber. So if you've ever worn microfiber stuff, it's very soft. Feels great. So I love these. I actually have like 3 of these shirts in different colors because I love them so much. Okay, now let's talk about the other things. So right now I'm wearing this green shirt, and I have a yellow shirt that's just like it, which I just bought on Amazon. These are super cheap, and what they are is they're workout shirts, and they are 100% polyester. So once again, polyester. Poly dries really well. So these are workout shirts, so they're designed to wick moisture out for when you're exercising. So I have a couple of those in different colors. And then I have my pants. So these pants are cargo pants, and look, they're the lovely zip-off pants. So I can make them into shorts. I have 2 pairs that are the exact same. So here's the one I'm showing you, and here's the one I'm wearing, which is the exact same pair of pants. I have a hard time finding pants. So the workout shirts I can get everywhere. Like I said, I have several of the flannel shirts. But these pants, this is literally the only sort of pants I can find that's not like $100. So I actually paid $20 for these, which is a steal. And as you can see, they are 100% nylon. So the reason I have trouble finding good pants is that I'm looking for something very specific. Here's what I'm looking for. Not just something that's made of nylon, which as far as I'm concerned is the best fabric for fieldwork pants. But when you're out in the field, you need a lot of pockets. So right now I just have my keys and some hand sanitizer and some tissue and my phone. So that's about it. That's not very much. But when I'm sampling, I'll also usually have my field notebook and a couple pens and or Sharpie. And sometimes I'll even put small sampling bottles in the pockets if I'm going to be waiting out. And I might have my field pH meter, my field conductivity meter in there. So I need lots of pockets. And the worst thing about being a woman is that manufacturers do not put enough pockets in women's clothing. So even if you walk in and say, hey, I'm looking for cargo pants, and cargo pants should have lots of pockets, like the women's cargo pants have fewer than the men's pants. So that sucks. So I buy men's pants for field work because those are the ones that have the pockets that I need. But then the problem is that since I'm not actually a man, my body is not shaped like a man's. And so, like I have way bigger hips than most men have. And so I have to buy literally the largest size that I can find in these pants to go over my hips and my butt, which are a lot bigger than a man would have, right? So it's hard to find anything in that size. And also I'm not as skinny as I used to be when I was 30. So yeah, so basically there's just this one. I would love to have a couple of different colors. So hey, manufacturers, please make pants for plus size women that have tons of pockets. I mean, how hard is that? All right, so anyway, that's pants. Enough of a rant about the pants. Now let's talk about footwear. So the funny thing is I can go out and I'll usually have for a longer sampling trip, I'll have, maybe a couple of the flannel shirts. Even if I'm going out for a week, I'm going to get dirty, and so are my clothes. But I'll have 2 pairs of pants, but I'll have 3 pairs of shoes. I always bring my walking shoes. I'm willing at this point in my life to shell out good money for walking shoes, even in grad school. Like when you're on your feet a lot, it pays to have supportive shoes. So I wear Merrell's, the Moabs, which are probably their best-selling shoe, and they're the ones that fit. And once again, it is almost impossible to find things because I wear extra wide shoes. It's hard to find things that don't hurt my feet. Moabs are great. Along with the Moabs, I wear hiking socks, and hiking socks are specifically designed to dry quickly. I have polyester for regular daily usage because I always wear hiking socks. I have wool blend when I'm actually hiking because wool is the best. So I don't pay much for my shirts. I don't pay much for my pants, but I pay a lot for my socks and my shoes because that's where it counts. Okay, so that's one pair of shoes. The other pair of shoes I have with me when I'm camping is Keens, right? So that's in case I actually want to get in the water. So I'll actually shove them in my backpack when I'm hiking, just in case I need to cross water, so I don't get my hikers wet. Because once they get wet, they're wet for a long time. The other pair of shoes that I don't have with me that I usually have on field sampling trips are my boots, in case I have to really get into the water. I'd love to have waders as well, because there are times when I've gone into water that's too deep for my boots, and I'm just like, well, put my Keens on, suck it up, and just get wet. But yeah, I can't afford waders yet. So anyway, so that's what I wore to sea. Actually, I had different pants because I was thinner then, so I had different colors of pants. But pretty much I wear the same things when I'm out working on the lakes or when I'm out pulling water samples from a stream or anything. I'm pretty much always going to be wearing the same field clothes. So you don't have to be an oceanographer to need this guidance in terms of what do I wear that doesn't get wet. When you're not out in the field as a scientist, you can wear pretty much whatever you want. So there are times when, I'm teaching class, I'll be pretty dressed up in business clothes. And there are times I'm in lab, I'll be wearing, jeans and a t-shirt. I have friends who are pretty much fashionistas as far as what they like to wear to work. So there's no particular way that you have to dress as a scientist unless you're out in the field getting dirty and getting wet. So that's this video. I hope it's been helpful. Hey everyone, please subscribe because I've got more science content coming up. Next week I'll have part 2 of my science fair series.
I'd appreciate it if you'd like this video, and also leave a comment with any questions you have about science, and I'll try and answer them in a future video.